Hi, my name is Paige Flint. I'm an instructor at Daichi Branch for Chungdahm, and I've been teaching for 7 years now. In today's lesson, we talked about art in the streets, specifically about how graffiti can be used to communicate messages and how people react to those messages. Because our project was to actually create graffiti, I took our process off the tab and put it on paper for the students. Our first step is frame, meaning we need to frame the situation. In order to do that, I asked students what cities and countries they knew actually had graffiti. And then I also had them sort of work together on deciding what kind of messages were they interested in communicating to the wider audience, the public.
Be careful with the buildings that you use. If you use Eiffel Tower, Paige, what's going to happen?
For the second step of our project today, the ideate step of the process, I had students discuss together with me all of the different ways that they could communicate the geographical location of their graffiti within the art itself.
If you have a social meaning, tell me the meaning. If you have political meaning, tell me that. If you have just for fun, tell me that as well.
And so with that, we discussed back and forth all about different ways to sort of hint at these things, whether it's symbols or signs or words or famous buildings. They took those ideas and they started brainstorming on their handout that I gave them. For the third step of the process, the materialize step, like I said before, students were actually making their own graffiti. In order to do this, I picked up some paper from the local arts and crafts store and I taped them on the wall so students could experience what graffiti artists actually go through when they're making this art in a vertical way instead of just face down. They got to use oil pastels, watercolors, pencils, pens, markers, sponge painting, finger painting, like everything they could possibly use. They got to use that to make their art. I was really impressed with the quality of their teamwork. They work very well together. I hardly ever see them fight about what they want to do. They're very friendly and helpful for each other. As students were giving their final presentations, I was a bit amazed to see how timely and relevant some of their choices were in terms of where they put their graffiti.
No.
LA.
Yes.
LA.
Many groups chose places that they had visited before or that they knew a lot about or they were interested in. Los Angeles, Honolulu, London, but one group in particular chose Jerusalem due to what they had seen in current events. I thought that was very impressive.
This is the Israel and this is Palestine, and Israel can shoot the gun at the people.
For the final step of the process, the evaluate step, I find this to be the most rewarding aspect of project-based learning classes.
Raise your hand, everyone else, not you guys, because you're safe.
Students aren't just memorizing terms and test strategies, they're also engaging with each other and with issues and situations and problems that are relevant and important and things that they're going to deal with as they grow up and become real global citizens. So for me, it's a very rewarding experience. I think project-based learning gives students a chance to express their own views. And that's something that I think is a real strength.